Welcome to Ghosts of the Deep, a wonderful solo experience that only takes a couple of hours per encounter. I know Warlord's Ruin is the current big thing, I'll get onto that one next, don't worry. Titan has an easier time in the second encounter, Hunters have an easier time in the final encounter, and Warlocks have a hard time in general, so take your pick. We start off on the surface with this hive symbol encounter with lots of moths. You kill an ogre and follow the glowing green sludge to a symbol. This is chair, this is spiky chair, this is dotty chair, this is high chair, this is round chair, and this is ice cream cone. Chair. Remember this symbol. Use an ad clear build such as Gyrfalcons, Lorelei Splendor, or Sunbracers depending on your class. Follow the trails around the arena for 3 waves until you encounter your first Ghost of the Deep. Take the vestige you get back to the ritual looking thing where you started the encounter, kill the wizard for deep sight and deposit it into the right statue. Do that another 3 times and you've cleared the easiest part of the dungeon. Next we have possibly the longest interlude section in any dungeon ever. We drop through a variety of dropper sections before encountering a pool of liquid methane. Now I don't know if you've been submerged in liquid methane before, but it is not pleasant. Destiny reflects this by decreasing your speed to that of a below average sized snail. This can be very problematic in the next encounter, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Drop down even more, but don't drop down too many times or you'll be out of bounds, which will result in death. After a few more of these sections, some enemies, a few more methane sections, some more enemies, a big jump, some more enemies, a fun little pick the correct door minigame and another methane section, you'll be at the second encounter. Switch onto Assassin's Cowl if you're on Hunter and Worm Gods with Strand if you're on Titan. This right here is Ekthar. He does indeed have a ghost and he does indeed live in the deep. We need to murder him. To do that, you first have to take out the 3 blistered knights that spawn up here, followed by a blistered ogre. Upon defeating this ogre, the boss will dip. This will also spawn a deep sight spot on the other side of the room which you can interact with to see a bunch of symbols on the walls. These symbols coincide with symbols underwater. Here's a map, go activate the ones that appeared. While you're underwater, there's absolutely nothing that can attack you, so you're perfectly safe. After ascending back into the main room, you'll notice 3 wizards have spawned. Carefully take these out and crush their ghosts to gain vestiges of light, just like the first encounter. Deposit these 3 vestiges in the 3 statues to begin the DPS phase. Now for Hunters and Warlocks, I'd recommend Lament for damage. Warlocks can place their well, which can provide safety, while Hunters can get a bunch of extra damage with their Gathering Storm and Pulse Grenades, which each apply Jolt. 2 charge attacks followed by a heavy attack followed by 3 uncharged light attacks. The full combo should look something like this. For Titans, as long as you're using Banner of War, you can just use your grapple melee and your normal melees along with a 1-2 punch shotgun, and that should take care of the boss pretty quickly. Tractor cannon can be useful for Titans too. Once Ekthar is defeated, we go further into the deep to find yet more ghosts. This section here can be kind of tough, but switching to Xenophage actually makes it a lot easier. There's a big ogre at the end of this hallway, but unlike everything else in this dungeon, he doesn't have a lot of health, so you'll be fine. Soon after, you'll find yourself in the final encounter. There is a dead guy in the middle of the arena. He's got a head, 2 hands, a chest, like a knee or something, and a foot. There is also this wizard, Samuma, who is currently trying to resurrect aforementioned dead guy using a Ghost of the Deep. Upon starting the encounter, Samuma spawns a whole swarm of moths that can kill you instantly, which is very fun. As such, being an Invis Hunter is highly recommended, but you can do it on any class. Our goal for this encounter is to complete a ritual by sacrificing this Vorlog guy at various different body parts. Interacting with Deep Sight will show you which body parts need to be activated. They form a triangle. When you activate a plate, the boss will move to that plate, leaving behind a symbol and circle which you need to align on your screen. Once you've done this, you can go to the 3 rooms in the sides to defeat the 3 Hive Guardians. There'll be a symbol in each room that disappears the second you crush the ghost. If you forget about it though, you can actually replace the vestige with one from another Hive Guardian. This saved my solo run so many times. Take the symbol to the main room, grab the deep sight and dunk it in the correct spot. Do all 3 to be granted a DPS period. For your DPS, Arbalest can strip away the overshield in 1 hit. Have a second loadout with Leviathan's Breath to deal the bulk of your damage, taking cover behind various objects around the room as you pull back the string. If you have a rocket with bipod, ideally field prep bipod, then you won't lose too much ammo when switching between heavy weapons, since both Levi and Arby are exotics. Hunters and Titans should be leaving some adds alive for easy heals during the damage phase, while Warlocks have well. Now I should warn you, this boss has a very concerning amount of health. 5 to 6 phases is very likely, which doesn't sound too bad compared to the Spire boss, for example, until you realise that it takes almost 10 minutes to get to DPS. You could do an entire raid in the time it takes for this encounter alone. Anyways, have fun and don't die.